Impressive. Please remain standing while I invite Water Boys to sing "O Canada."
Please sit down, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 105th Convocation of the University of Waterloo, the 105th Convocation. Now, of course, we are having the faculties of environment and mathematics, so a lot of math that is going to go through in terms of our graduation today. So I just thought it reminded me of this little story of a hockey coach who walked into the locker room before a big game and looked at his star player. And he said, "I'm not allowed to let you play since you failed math, but we really need you there. So what I have to do is ask you one math question. And as long as you can get that right," he says, "then we can let you play." The player said, "Fine," and the coach said, "Okay." He said, "Look at my eyes, look at it intently, and concentrate hard before you answer this question." He says, "What is 2 plus 2? The player thought for a moment, and then he said, "Coach," he said, "it's 4. Coach was really excited. He said, "Did you say 4? Excited that he had given the right answer. Suddenly, all the other players on the team began screaming, "Come on, coach, give him another chance." Congratulations to all of you graduates as you graduate today from the University of Waterloo. And here at Waterloo, each convocation is a celebration of the achievements of our graduates. And this afternoon, we celebrate with those graduates in the faculties of Environment and Mathematics. On behalf of the Board of Governors and the Senate of the University, I'd like to express congratulations and best wishes to all who will graduate this afternoon. Please savor every minute of today's ceremony and the celebrations that will follow within your circle of family and friends. Today is a rite of passage to an exciting future where you can apply knowledge, share your expertise, or continue learning. I also welcome the families and friends of the graduating students. Your presence today is a tangible demonstration of your support and commitment to the success of our graduates. We will begin with the conferring of honorary degrees and titles on individuals who have distinguished themselves in the Academy. We will then confer bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. Finally, a medal will be awarded to a graduating student who has excelled in his studies. The proceedings will take less than 2 hours, and we ask that you remain in your places until convocation is adjourned and the academic procession has left the convocation hall. The ceremony blends certain age-old university rites and protocols with a spirit of informality which characterizes Waterloo. We trust that it will be an occasion to enjoy and an occasion to remember. I offer you my congratulations, and as you move on from Waterloo, I challenge you to take risks, be unconventional, but do not forget that honesty and integrity and strength of character should be the driving force in all that you do. As an aside, when I was your age, I was introduced to a book by Napoleon Hill. The name of the book was Think and Grow Rich, a wonderful book that studied success stories of businessmen, doctors, politicians, scientists, and others. The book analyzed the principles behind their success and explained it in very simple terms, concluding finally with this line: what the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve. What the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve. So one day, when finally you've made your mark in this world, make sure that you give back to others less fortunate. After all, every one of us has benefited from the wisdom, advice, and generosity of others who have helped and shaped our careers. So now let me end with a Chinese proverb, and it goes something like this: if you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. And if you want happiness for a lifetime, go help somebody. So ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to this convocation, and we hope you'll enjoy it. So thank you very much.
Mr. Chancellor, I present William Cunningham. Professor Cunningham is an internationally renowned pioneer in the field of combinatorial optimization, and his work has had tremendous influence on the development of this field. He has made fundamental contributions to problems on matchings, matroids, polyhedral combinatorics, and combinatorial decomposition. His research is characterized by deep insights on thoughtfully chosen research topics. Consequently, his work has maintained its relevance over the years, and his insights have played a role in some of the biggest advances in the field, including a polynomial time algorithm for submodular function minimization, a recognition algorithm for totally unimodular matrices, and the proof of the strong perfect graph conjecture. Professor Cunningham has more than 50 scientific publications, including a book on combinatorial optimization, which is the standard text for graduate courses and researchers in the area. In addition to his scholarly achievements, he served as chair of the Department of Combinatorics and Optimization for 8 years and held the title of University Research Chair from 2004 to 2011. He is also one of the department's best teachers and has an outstanding record in graduate supervision. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding scholarship and service to the University of Waterloo, I request that you bestow the title Distinguished Professor Emeritus upon William Cunningham.
I'm honored to confer
I now invite Professor George Laban, David R. Cheriton School of Computer Science, to the podium.
Thank you. Mr. Chancellor, I present Alan George. I cannot think of a more fitting individual deserving of this title. Professor George has made numerous major contributions to the University of Waterloo during the past 40 years, both in terms of research excellence and administrative leadership. Alan George is a celebrated researcher in the area of scientific computation, conducting pioneer work with sparse matrices. During his career, he has published over 100 research papers, 3 books, in leading academic journals, and developed a well-known software package, SparsePack. His research contributions have resulted in several prestigious awards, such as Fellow of the Royal Society, Fellow of the IEEE, winner of the George E. Forsyth Memorial Prize, the Canadian Applied Industrial Mathematics Society Research Prize, and the Governor General's Commemorative Medal. He's also successfully mentored 7 PhD students, several of whom have gone on to be successful faculty members in Canada and Europe. While being a distinguished research professor, at the same time, Alan George also has a distinction of being the longest-serving senior administrator at the University of Waterloo. He's held such major posts as provost, he's been the dean of math twice, he's been the associate provost of information systems and technology, and he's had interim posts such as vice president of research, dean of grad studies. In some cases, he's even held more than one of these administrative posts simultaneously. It's people like Alan that have made this university and this faculty what it is today. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of the outstanding record of service to both the university and the academic community over the past 40 years, I request that you bestow the title Distinguished Professor Emeritus upon Alan George. I now invite Professor Ian Munro, David R. Cheriton School of Computer Science, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present John L. Hennessy. Professor Hennessy is widely regarded as a pioneer in reduced instruction set computing hardware architectures, which most of us know as RISC architectures. His work has had a major impact on the development of modern computer architecture. He is a noted researcher, entrepreneur, and teacher with extensive academic administrative experience. Professor Hennessy joined Stanford University in 1977, became full professor in computer science in 1986. He has served as director of the Computer Systems Laboratory, chair of the Computer Science Department, dean of engineering, and provost, subsequently culminating in his current position as president of Stanford University. Professor Hennessy's groundbreaking work in RISC architecture revolutionized the design of all computer processors in use thereafter. His work has been widely recognized by many scientific organizations, and he has been awarded numerous awards. To name a few, the Institute for Electrical and Electronics Engineers, that's otherwise known as the IEEE, their John Neumann John von Neumann Medal and the American Society for Engineering Education's Benjamin Garver Lam Award in 2000. The Association for Computing Machinery's Eckerd Mauchly Award, the Seymour Cray Computer Engineering Award in 2001, the NEC CNC Prize for Lifetime Achievement in Computer Science, and the Founders Award from the American Academy of Arts and Sciences in 2005. He's a member of the National Academy of Engineering and the National Academy of Sciences. He's published more than 110 articles and is co-author of 2 very widely used textbooks on computer architecture. He served as editor-in-chief of the Journal of the Association for Computing Machinery, the Journal of VLSI and Computer Systems, and the IEEE Design and Test magazine. He's also served as associate editor for numerous other journals. In 2012, Professor Hennessy was awarded the IEEE Medal of Honor, which is their highest recognition, indeed, for pioneering the reduced instruction set computing processor architecture and for leadership in computer engineering and higher education. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding contributions to computer science and his leadership in higher education, I request you confer the degree Doctor of Mathematics honoris causa upon John L. Hennessy. I now invite Dr. John Hennessy to address Convocation.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the faculty, graduating students, and their families. I am pleased and grateful to be here to receive an honorary degree and to have a chance to say a few words to the graduates. Let me start by congratulating you. I know many years of hard work have gone into this moment, and you should be intensely proud of what you've accomplished. One of the dilemmas faced by every speaker at such a ceremony is how long to speak. Indeed, the registrar told me that last year, one speaker got carried away. So I went where? To Google and online to do a search on recommendations about how long to speak. And I found the advice given by one university president to a speaker. Convocation speakers, he advised, should think of themselves as the body at an old-fashioned Irish wake. They need you to have the party, but nobody expects you to say very much. This is not the first time in my life that the University of Waterloo has played a key role. You see, I was an undergraduate and I learned to program in Watt 5, that famous extended Fortran 4 implementation developed right here at the University of Waterloo. And it was that early programming experience that led me to discover my fascination with computer science and set me on my road to being a professor. So had the University of Waterloo not been a leader in computing and in computing education 40 years ago, I might not be here today. Since those early days, I've always wanted to be a professor, but I did take a slight unplanned detour into the world of Silicon Valley. See, it began in the early 1980s when we were working on the RISC project at Stanford, and my students were working hard on their research. We wrote all these papers, we published them, and then we expected the people in industry to just come knocking on our doors, eager to embrace our discoveries and put them to use. But they didn't. They didn't even believe our results. In fact, I remember at one point I was on a panel and the moderator said, well, Hennessy has just gotten $1 million to start this company. What should he do? And another panelist said, go to South America quickly. But one entrepreneur came over and said, you need to take this technology outside. You need to commercialize it. You need to work on that. So a group of us put together ideas. We didn't know the first thing about running a business. Our business plan was naive and had lots of problems with it, but the technology was great. Deciding to strike out on my own was the biggest risk I had ever consciously taken. But we knew that the technology was groundbreaking, and it would change the way computers were built. Happily, our vision, enthusiasm, and technical arguments convinced one venture firm out of more than 15 that we talked to invest in the company. And that was the beginning. Our research turned out to be absolutely crucial. And without our initiative, I'm convinced that this technology would have sat on the shelf in a set of publications for years and years to come. In my Silicon Valley sojourn, I had a range of new experiences. Going on sales calls as the technical expert, convincing superstars to join the company, and worrying about finances and schedules. And I discovered a series of lessons that I might never have realized in the university, and which became valuable later as my career developed. But perhaps most importantly, I learned to be open to new experiences and to approach those kinds of things as opportunities from the viewpoint of a chance for personal growth. I was fortunate to find my lifelong career when I was quite young, but many of you will not have as simple a journey. Indeed, my friend and colleague Steve Jobs had a journey that was filled with twists and turns. He was fired from the company he started, Apple Computer, and subsequently came back and resurrected the company from near extermination. They were almost out of business, turned them around, and made them this incredible success. When Steve was addressing our graduates in 2005, he said, when I was 17, I read a quote that went something like this: if you live each day as if it were your last, someday you'll certainly be right. He continued, he went on to say, it made an impression on me, and since then, for the past 33 years, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were that last day, would I want to be doing what I am about to do today? And then he said, and whenever the answer's been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. I've reached a similar conclusion in my life. To be really good at something, you have to love doing it. It's just too hard to have the energy, enthusiasm, and creativity to be really good at what you do if you don't wake up in the morning filled with excitement about doing it. I recall when Steve visited my house one day, just before the iPhone was announced, to show me the prototype. I remember his passion for the way the physical design worked and the way the glass was and the curved corners and the way the user interface worked on it. And I remember him showing me some part that wasn't working right and how frustrated he was that it wasn't the way he wanted it to be. He had a passion, a commitment to excellence that was really remarkable. He told the graduates in his final words on that speech that day, your time is limited, so don't waste it living somebody else's life. Don't let the noise from other people's opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. So my advice to the graduates is follow your heart, be passionate in whatever you do, and have the courage to take a chance. You never know where that opportunity might lead in the future. Congratulations and best wishes on your journeys.
afternoon. I'm Sally Keller, the Academic Vice President and Provost of this incredible university. And I'd like to start by thanking Professor Hennessy for the wonderful convocation address, as well as being our first graduate of the day. And I'd also like to share my thanks and congratulations to Professor Cunningham and Professor George for their long dedication to the university and all the things that they've done. And I look forward to seeing all three of you on campus frequently in the coming time. So now, if I could ask the graduates to please stand. Mr. Chancellor, I present those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University that they may be admitted into their various and several degrees. You may be seated. I bet you thought for a moment you were going to stand the whole ceremony. This is truly a great day for all of us here. You are about to graduate from one of the world's premier universities. Some years ago, you started on a journey of a lifetime by making a very important, great first decision, and that was to come to the University of Waterloo. All of us at the university have benefited from you being here, through getting to know you, and through working closely with you. You've kept the standards high for student achievement, and you've made us proud. The choices you make today will be the life you lead tomorrow. The value of your Waterloo education you have yet to realize. We all appreciate the fact that you've made some sacrifices to get where you are today. And perhaps even as important, if not more important, is to recognize that there's been a whole community of people around you that extends well beyond the Waterloo region. And each of these individuals have played a key role on your journey. I would like the parents, the grandparents, the families, the significant others, the children of our graduates to please stand. Graduates, please join me in recognizing your circle of strength. Thank you. You can sit down now, too, unless you'd like to stand. So we are about to begin to award your degrees, but first I have a couple points of housekeeping. I imagine that there are several of you that will want to take pictures of your graduates as they come off the stage. We've arranged that on this side. All you need to do to get here is to go out the blue south door, come around the hallway, and you can enter this area to take your pictures. When you're done, it's easy. Retrace your steps and go back to your seats. Graduates, to keep respect for your colleagues, we would appreciate it that you return to your seats as soon as possible following your pictures. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce to you Professor Andre Waugh, our Dean of Environment, who will begin to award the degrees.
It will take a few minutes before we're ready for the continuation of the ceremony. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor's of Environmental Studies, General Program. John Book, Lindsay Sandra Carter, Laura Koopman. Ashley Elizabeth Jones, April Kozak, Sean Camry Meloni. Rebecca Cardozo Nascimento, Janine Michelle Petton, Michael Wojciechowski. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor in Environmental Studies Honours Programme. Santina Maria Alagia, Brent Arthur Cave, Wesley Chen. David Chun Choi, Adwitya Das Gupta, Chian Ding. Katie Jean Gami, also the recipient of the Faculty of Environment for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award. Yingjing Ding, Yang Gao, Laura Lee Elizabeth Arvey. Lisa Horn, Ian Huang, Natalie Izotupa. Milos Yakzik, Jing Jiao, Kirsten Nira Keys. Ari Doyon Kim, Kevin Marshall Knapp, and Bernard Chin Wang Kwok. Ka Yin Lam, Erman Leong, Huiwen Lee. Corey Litt, Jinghua Liu, uWaterloo. Marco Julian Marzukovic, Eva Marie Matthew, Benjamin McDonald. Sadie Eileen Miller, Miaoli Min, Namish Pratul Modi. Xiao Peng Pei, Jenna Kaylin Pilon, Caitlin Ann Robinson. Jonathan Peter Roman, Nivina Sajia, Mika Jordan Sher Kudo. Lee Quing Sun, Ji Sun, and Dagdale. Ian Malcolm Taylor, Rachel Mary Joanne Van Wees, Jiali Wong. Jiao Wang, Jimmy Wang, Yuanqi Wang. Jillian Mary Willard, Xiao Zhui Zhu, Yan Zhui. Jin Yao, Neil Ian, Tianchi Shang. Ying Zhang, Yushu Zhang, Ji Zhu. Wei Zhu, Xiaolin Zhu. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Knowledge Integration Honours Programme. Tristan Sterling Gedze. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree of Diploma in Economic Development. Delia Rage. I now invite Conrad Hewitt, Chair of Mathematics Department, St. Jerome's University, to read the names of the St. Jerome's graduates.
Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the St. Jerome's University candidates for Bachelor of Computer Science Honours Cooperative Programme. Brian Martin Devet, Dale Edmund Lemieux, Alexandru Marian. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the St. Jerome's University candidates for the 3-year General Cooperative Programme degree. Giampiero De Chiantis. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the St. Jerome's University candidates for Bachelor of Mathematics Honours Programme. Johnny Mai, Jenkin Z. Wang. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. And Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the St. Jerome's University candidates for a Bachelor of Mathematics Honours Cooperative Programme. Arthur Da Silva, Casey John Devet, Emma Cadence Dost. Taha Jalil, Jeremy Kriegman, Michael Anthony Minu. Spencer James Sinclair, Mohan Sijayev Sivapatham, and Mingfan Sun. Ryan Dennis Sutherland, Ronnie Wan. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Ian P. Golden, Dean of the Faculty of Mathematics, and David McKinnon, Associate Dean, to announce the names of the undergraduate mathematics graduates.
Mr. Chancellor, I now present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Computer Science Honours Programme. Chao Ding, Maral Hamedani, Ren Xiong Huang. Guang Li, Yuan Li, Yu Yi Lin. Michael Paulson, Noel Ishan Sardana, Chang Shu. Cheng Sun, Ka Ming Ting, Di Heng Xian. Mr. Chancellor, I now present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Computer Science Honours Cooperative Program. Alexander Batista, Trevor Creech, Brendan Forsyth. Warren Christopher Gray, Xiao Tian He, Darren James Hooper.
We're so proud of you, Warren!
Sean Shea, David Jew, Gregory Knox. Michael Chak Wang Lam, Alan Liu, Diana Louise McKinnon. Mihaela Teresa Nedelescu, Anthony Paolozza, Simon Puschelberg. Elias Mark Buurinen, Matthew M. Rayan, Alexander Matthew Riedler. Nathan William Sentiens, Hao Ting Wang, Lori Wang. Nathan Honnam Yuen. Mr. Chancellor, I now present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Computing and Financial Management Honours Cooperative Program. Yan Chun, Dandan Ko, Ziyang Su. Ho Yin Tang. Mr. Chancellor, I now present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Mathematics 3-year General Program. Andrew Dawan, Ji Chung Ding, Ching He. Sakib Kotawala, Yunji Lee, Jeffrey Hay Lee. Yuanjun Lee, Ross Kalevaga, Dong Hai Zhang. Mr. Chancellor, I now present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Mathematics 3-year General Cooperative Program. Fei Jing.
Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Mathematics University Honours Program. Claudio Emiliano Aguirre Lemus, Alexander James Anderson, Spencer B. Bateman. Mustafa Beg Mohammed, Jing Bi, Matthew Boccaccio. Josephine Yan Yi Chan, Ho Ki Chao, Wei Chu Chen. Yua Huan Chen, Hei Nam Chow, Nicholas Davison. Addison James Kyle Ebert, Sean Eng, Nicholas William Cameron Ferguson. Eric Frost, Hao Yang Fu, Shu Chi Ge. Daniel Wesley Grieg, Yun Rong Gu, Sang Yub Han. Giselle Marielle Ho, Xuan Hu, Hua Hua. Da Chi Huang, Siu Khan Hui, Mohsin Imran. Azim Ismail, Jonathan Young Un Zhang, Ka Young Kam. Yi Liu Kang, Alina Kim, Sam Kogan. David Kotick, Wai Ho Lam, Yan Wei Li. Bei Ni Li, Lu Yao Li, Chin Yang Li. She Ting Li, Bo Liang, Ji Yang Liang. Sharon Hoi Kyo Lo, Shin Yu Lu, Chassel Man. Shannon Nicole Martin, Mumal Memon, Clarence Paul Menezes. Fei Meng, Si Yao Meng, Vincent Arthur Miku. Ye Na Mok, Sao Man Ung, Tiffany Wing Si Ung. Jia Chung U, Shua Pan, Wai Sung Hun. Violet Chiao, Li Chu, Aditi Satyajit. John Severin, Nicholas Slade, Mark Anthony Suarez. Yan Sun, Jonathan Tang, Stephanie Elizabeth Teasy. Talina Lisa Titizian, Vuk Vujovic, Ainsley Cameron Waghorn. Zhu Wang, Meng Yao Wang, Yan David Wang. Yu Hui Wen, Lana Wong, Wing Si Wensi Wong. Lee Chang Wu, Yu Chen Wu, Meng Yao Shu. Zhao Xia Shu, Meng Fei Yang, Ri Chi Yak. Su Yin Yap, Sheng Yu, Kelvin Yim. Jason Yu, Roland Yu, Wensen Zeng. Jiao Wen Zhang, Jiao Chu Zhang, Jian Shu Zhang. Xiao Ji Zhang, Zihan Zhao, Qi Zheng. Yuan Zhang. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Mathematics, University Honors Cooperative Program. Boha Balea, Milton Cheung, Wong Gyo Choi. Karina Chow, Charlene Vanessa DaCosta, Yun Peng Dai. Xiao Tian Fan, Xin Li Gao, Yu Ting Han. Valentina Hideg, Jonathan Ho, Vivian Lehman Ho. Richie Hu, William Ives, Amanda Jacques. David Rodney James, Carl Benjamin Keller, Steve Kwan. Shu Fun Lee, Wei Xiang Li, Yua Li. Ziyan Liang, Edward Ling, Lily Ling. Julian Alexander Lippa, Jackson Jiaobo Liu, Jiaxin Liu. Irina Lozinska, Yisi Liu, Calvin Han Ma. Jiujun Ma, Yale Shenja Mao, Stephanie Marone. Jean-Pierre Francois Morenzi, Yun Nam Kung, Bo Kang. Mathieu Parisien, Anushka Rambujan, Jay Ryu. Kai Shao, Gleb Savitsky, Angie Song. Katika Suresh, Max Tabord Mian, Zachary Tisdale. Cassandra Marianne Tontini, Megan April Vanderwell, Richie Huang. Hui Ri Wan, Wei Wang, Lan Wen. A Yan Wu, Larry Yu Chiao Xing, Kai Shu. Tung Shu, Peter Yang, Yi Ze Zhang. Yun Zheng, Mengxi Zhou, John Lauren Zondo. I now invite Liz Meyering, Associate Dean, Graduate Studies, to announce the names of the Master's and PhD graduates.
Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Master of Applied Environmental Studies. Andrew Backus, Debolina Banerjee, Daniel Bustillo. Kyle Church, Azan Rastan, Michelle Ann Sampson. Jeffrey Samuel, Tara Smedbull. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Master of Environmental Studies. Malak Hakim, Sarah Haynes, Micah Hewer. Azam Mabok, Jocelyn Laura Spurgeon, Alan Taylor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Master of Science. Hu Feng Chen. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Graduate Diploma. Cynthia Ross. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Master of Actuarial Science. Segan Aktas, Jana Brockman, Stephanie Chow. Katie Desai, Seshanadad Garamella, Lei Jin. Xiaoying Pan, Peter Petrovsky, Katrina Putnam. Sei Shi, Xiao Chin Song, Preeti Tharani Saini. Dian Wan, Tiffany Lin Winhold, Lu Xiong. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Master of Mathematics. Ryan James Case, Meng Yin Deng, Fatima Dori. Ming Yu Feng, Siwei Gao, Tyrone Gaswala. Gurleen Kaur Grawal, Nd Rakagul Haq, Hyung Shan Hui. Su Min Kang, Chan Ho Liang, Bai Yu Li. Zhe Yu Li, Wen Yi Liu, Andrew McConvey. Jared Penny, Vladimir Zizanov, Claude Lucien Richard. Jennifer Smith, Zhao Xin Wan, Jay Wang. Kenneth Webster, Shun Wei, Frankie Kim Y. Young. Bin Zhao, Yellen Zhu. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Master of Mathematics for Teachers. Marie Daniels. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Master of Quantitative Finance. Michal Propas. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Yasunori Aoki. Dominique Brunet. John Champagne, also the recipient of the Amit and Mina Chakma Awards for exceptional teaching by a student. Bei Chen, also the recipient for outstanding achievement in graduate studies in a doctoral program. Amr El Helb. Alexander Essex. Christopher Scott Ferry. Adam Fuller. Sabag Garibian. Kyung Kook Kang. Vahid Riza Karimi. Dhanaraja Kasinathan. Iswar Magasan. Merdad Nojumian. Jeffrey Michael George Shiflett. Jeffrey Nee Squire. Samuel Aka Wahab. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I now request you to confer in absentia the various and several degrees upon those candidates who were approved by Senate but who were unable to be present at today's convocation. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite David McKinnon, Associate Dean, Undergraduate Studies, Faculty of Mathematics, to the podium.
The K.D. Fryer Gold Medal is awarded at Fall Convocation to the spring or fall BMath graduate who best exemplifies high academic standing and good student citizenship. Extracurricular activities such as athletics, cultural activities, and student government are important considerations for the award. The K.D. Fryer Gold Medalist will have demonstrated, as an undergraduate, the commitment to scholastic endeavors and joy of participation in university life that characterized Dr. Fryer's own university experience. Today's recipient achieved exemplary results throughout his undergraduate studies. He graduated on the Dean's Honors List, having an average well above the minimum required for that distinction. He describes himself as passionate about student leadership, and as early as his first term at Waterloo in fall 2007, he was involved in volunteer activities at the faculty. In that term, he became an active member in the University of Waterloo English Tutors Club, serving as a volunteer tutor, then as internal relations coordinator for 2 terms, and in spring 2010 as program coordinator. He was involved in the Mathematics Society, serving as a volunteer and resources director, and he's volunteered at many faculty open houses and was an orientation leader in 2008. In 2011-12, he served as a delegate for the Actuarial Students National Association. In this role, he was part of the organizing committee responsible for creating an online magazine and promoting the Niagara Falls Conference to uWaterloo students. He's also been involved in numerous groups and organizations around campus. His activities have ranged from intramural sports to president for 3 terms and vice president for 2 terms of the Federation of Charitable University Students. This organization promotes volunteer work in the local community, such as volunteering at soup kitchens and food banks. As well as his many activities on campus and his co-op schedule, he maintained his involvement in the annual Sick Kids Foundation Telethon and as a regular annual volunteer at the Association of Chinese Canadian Entrepreneurs Awards ceremony. The recipient of the K.D. Fryer Medal for 2012 is Anson Lowe, who graduated at Spring Convocation with a Bachelor of Mathematics cooperative degree, Honors Actuarial Science Finance option, and statistics. It gives me great pleasure to recognize Anson's remarkable academic accomplishments and his contributions to community activities at the University of Waterloo. Mr. Chancellor, I invite Anson Lowe to come forward and receive the Katie Fryer Gold Medal. I now invite President and Vice Chancellor Feridun Hamdallahpour to the podium to address Convocation.
Mr. Chancellor, I believe our newest class of graduates, they deserve a big round of applause. Parents, family and friends, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, and University of Waterloo graduates from the faculties of Environment and Mathematics. Every institution has a number of very special days, but I cannot think of a more special day than this one we are having today. This is a week in which hard work, investment, and effort come to fruition. Because this is the week, this is the day that you graduate. We are here to honor and congratulate you, graduates, because you richly deserve it. You have met the high standards of this institution, which for the past 20 years has been ranked as Canada's most innovative university, and very often as its best overall. In fact, graduates, you are the long-anticipated next chapter in a story that this university has been writing since its founding in 1957. It is important to note that every individual on this campus, from your professors to the technicians in plant operations who keep this place running, every one of them is a co-author of that story we write. Faculty have been exploring new areas of knowledge to ensure that you have access to the latest information in your field. Staff members, advisors, and counselors have been making sure that you have the support you need. Your massive investment of effort, energy, skill, and resources, combined with the support you have received from so many others, has made today possible. And as you move forward in life, whether you settle in uptown Waterloo or on the other side of the world, you will find that the reputation of this institution will serve you well. Today's celebration is the evidence of how much you have learned. And if you don't mind one final lesson, there are 3 thoughts that I would like to leave you with today. First, take pride in your university. For most of you, this is the beginning of your full-time working lives. But for all of you, this is the new beginning in your relationship with the University of Waterloo. The university continues to combine the best in the humanities, science, and technology in a way that is relevant to the lives of Canadians in a rapidly changing world. Your alma mater is one of Canada's finest universities, and its reputation extends around the world. Second, be proud of your achievements. The years of your life that you have invested in this place, filled with joys, stresses, successes, and setbacks, have been, no doubt, both challenging and enriching. And we hope that and trust that those years have helped you prepare for what lies ahead. Because the completion and achievement of your degree is not to the end of the journey, it is far from it. As a young graduate student, I remember my own conversation with my supervisor when he surprised me to say that he had a lot to learn from me, and I could not think of any reasons why he would say that, After all, what could my supervisor possibly learn from me? And I raised this question with him in my own sincerity. The answer was, if he didn't believe in that, if he didn't believe that he had much to learn from me, he should not be my supervisor and he shouldn't supervise any students. That was the expectation that put on a young graduate student, me. And that was one of the greatest learning lessons that I carried in all my life, and I exercise exactly the same experience with my own students. Why is that? He explained further that it was never certain that he knew enough. He was never sure he had all the facts or had considered all the important perspectives, and he had every expectation from his students that he would receive that. So I encourage you to adopt that spirit of curiosity for yourselves and to see every experience and every person you meet as a source of new knowledge and an opportunity to learn. It will keep you humble and make you wise. As philosopher and poet George Santayana wrote, "The wisest mind has something yet to learn." Third, graduates, and finally, know that we are very proud of you. It's so easy to forget in all the celebration just how immense your achievement truly is. You and your families, your supporters, have achieved what every person wishes for themselves and their children, a high-quality education. Some of you are the first members of your family to earn a university degree. Remember, that certificate bears not only your first name, but your last name also, and this is a source of immense pride for your parents and loved ones. On behalf of your professors and of the university administration and staff, let me tell you that we too take immense pride in the accomplishments you celebrate today and in all your accomplishments to follow. When you look back on your time here at the University of Waterloo, our hope is that you will say, "My future started here." May the future be as happy and hopeful as we are today. Thank you, and congratulations again.